Okay, in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the router config. Routers here, R1 and R2. These are the edge routers, and we've looked so far at the VPC down here, connection to the core Nexus 9Ks. We've also taken a look in another video about the ASAs and how to configure failover between them. So this video is going to be the routers. So first off, routers right now are configured. So let's just do a ping of from this Docker down here. This will be this one that's on VLAN 15. We're going to ping this 25.10.10. It's way up here, this other Docker. So that Docker is right below. So let's ping that. Make sure we have reachability. So right now we have reachability. Let's do a trace route to there. Okay, so there we can see we're going out. There's 65.10.10.2, and then it hits 12, 13, 14. So 65, there's the .2, 12, 13. So it's hitting ISP1, SP1, and then up here on the 14, it hits that, and then goes there. So now the return traffic from there is going to be slightly different. And we can see that by looking at this. This is the Docker that's up here, right up here. And if we do a trace route, we'll just do a trace route to 65.10.10.1. And you can see the path it's going to take is based on BGP. And it's going to go 25, 24, just right here, 23 to 22. So it goes in here into R2. So it's going to go out R1, back in R2. And that's what we're going to set up here. All right, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to wipe these. So wipe R1, yes, and wipe R2. So this will clear the configs from those two. And I'm going to close these, and then we'll bring them back up. Let's start them back up. Okay, so those should be starting. There's R2. And I'll pause this while they start up. Okay, so both routers are back up. And let's go in here. We'll enable. Let's go to R1. Enable. And config T. We'll give it a host name. R1. Let's get that right. And let's do the same down on R2. So config T. Host name R2. Okay. So now we have that. So let's do a do show run. Let's take a look. So we have right now nothing on gig 00. So gig 00 is going to be on R1 to this switch, and gig 01 is going to be out to the ISP. So there we can see that. All right, so let's configure that. So interface gig 0/0. So we're going to do IP address. And this IP address is going to be 65.10.10.2. So that's a .2 address on that one, on the inside interface of that. 255.255.0. This is going to be /24. And this, let's configure HSRP now. So standby 1 IP 65.10.10.1. Standby 1 priority. 110. This will have a higher priority than the other one. And then standby 1 preempt, delay minimum, and 60 seconds. Okay, so now we just want to no shut that. And exit interface gig 0/1. So this is the interface that goes out to the ISP. So IP address 12, it's on the 12.10.10. So this is /30. So you can see this is the 49 and this will be 50. So let's look at that. 10.50, 255, 255, 255.252 with /30. And then no shut. Okay, so that has been configured. And at this point, so we got those, show IP interface brief. There you can see they're both up. I don't think we should have connectivity at this time. Right, because we are not able to get to .1. And we don't know the paths, right? We're not doing any routes right now. If you do show IP route, well, you're going to do show IP route. We don't know where that 25.10.10 is, right? Because we're not doing BGP right now. So that should be the next step. Let's do BGP, and that might get us to the point where we can at least ping. Let's do a show standby. So this is our HSRP group, so virtual IP address. So it's got the .1 right now, and it does not know about the other one because it's not configured. Okay. So we're going to go into router. We're going to go to config T. We're going to do router BGP 23,000 because that's our AS here. And let's see, what do we want to do here? So we want to put our neighbor in. So our neighbor here is going to be the 12.10.10.49. So that's going to be our neighbor. As you can see, 12.10.10.49. And its remote AS is going to be 100. And the network we're going to advertise is the 65.10.10.0. Let's see, net mask. Is that right? Net mask? No. 65.10 mask, just mask. 255, 255, 255.0. So we're advertising into BGP that class C, 65.10.10/24. Okay, so we could do at this point, let's exit, show IP BGP, and show IP BGP. And there now we can see the 25.10.10. We have show IP route. We're getting advertisements from the ISP. We just do show IP route BGP, and that gives us the 25. So now let's see if we ping this. So now we're able to ping. So we've got the connectivity is up at this point. And we've configured just the one side right now, just R1. So now we have to configure our R2. So let's go down to R2. And we're just going to configure the same interface gig 0/0. So this will be IP address 65.10.10.3, 255.255.255.0. And now we're going to do the HSRP for the this will be the standby. One IP 65.10.10.1. That's the shared IP. Standby 1 priority 105. Standby 1 preempt. Delay minimum 60 seconds. Okay, and then do a no shut on that. Okay, interface gig 0/1. So this is going to be the IP address of our, right here, this .50, 22.10.10.50. So IP address 22.10.10.50, 255, 255, 255, let me tab, 255.252, so /30, and then no shut, and you can see right there the HSRP has gone from speak to standby. So this should be the standby router. So that is correct. So at this point, do show IP interface brief. So we've got that configured. We've got the 00 configured, the 01 configured. Everything looks good there. So we just want to do router BGP on this router. So let's do the same thing. Router BGP 23,000, and the network, or the neighbor, let's do the neighbor statement 22.10.10.49. remote AS is 200. So we can see up here, this is AS 200. Okay, remote AS 200. And the network we're going to advertise in there is, again, the 65.10.10.0 mask 255.255.255.0/24. So we're advertising that also. So it's being advertised to 2 different ISPs. And right now, so if we do, let's see if we've got routes here. And show IP BGP. So we're seeing the routes 200, 400, 500 to get there. And if we do show IP BGP here, we're seeing the 100, 300, 500. So it's saying 100, 300, and then 500 to get there. And on this router too, it's saying 200, 400, 500. Okay. So let's run a ping. So we got the ping. Let's do a trace route. So the trace route out to is out to that Docker container. That server is 12, 13, 14. So it's following the path 12, 13, 14. So because R1 owns .1. So that makes sense. Let's run this trace route again. So this one you can see is different because it's running 25, 14, 13. So it's coming back in R1 also. So we want to engineer it so that it comes back through R2. So let's do that. So what we're going to do on R1, we're going to create a route map. that prepends the AS for this when it's advertising it out. So conft, so route map BGP permit 10, and we're going to set AS path prepend 23,000. Why don't we just do it a couple times? Okay, and now we have to apply that route map. So we're going to apply that route map to router BGP 23,000. So let's do a do show section, show run section BGP. There we can see right now we don't have any route maps in there, so let's add this route map. So we're in BGP. So for the neighbor 12.10.10.49, we're going to add a route map BGP in the outward direction. So what this is going to do is going to add, it's going to prepend our AS so that this will not be the preferred path back. Okay. So I think let's end that. Let's do a show run section BGP. So there we have that applied in the outbound direction. Let's do a copy run start on this one. Yep. And on this one, copy run start. Save our configs. Okay, so now let's check this. So if we trace route out, let's see, that looks strange. Do we still have reachability? Yeah, we still have reachability. Let's do another trace route. Okay, there we go. So now it's going out 12, 13, 14, just like we want it. And let's do the trace route from the other side. So this is from up here outside of our internal network, and see how the traffic is going back. So now the traffic, you see before it was going 25, 14, 13, 12. It's now going back 25, 24, 23, 22. So it's traveling this way to R2. And that's how the traffic is going to come back into our AS. And that's because we're advertising it. And if we look here on AS 500, let's open that up. So this is SP3. Enable show IP BGP. And here you can see the preferred path right here, 400, 200, 23,000. All right, so that is the configuration for our two routers. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it.